Hello, everybody. I hope you're all okay. Today, I'm going to be talking about expressing purpose. We mainly use to plus infinitive to express purpose. In more formal language or in writing, we can also use in order to plus infinitive or so as to plus infinitive. Let's see the examples given here. John sent a text message to Mr. Itar to ask a question about his online task. This shows John's purpose. My parents are going out this afternoon in order to do some shopping. In order to do some shopping shows my parents' purpose. I'm working on my laptop now so as to be able to prepare a video for my students on how to express purpose in English. So as to be able to tells us my own purpose. In negative statements, this time we use not to plus infinitive or in order not to plus infinitive or so as not to plus infinitive to express purpose. Here are the examples for them. My mother especially went for a picnic with her friends at the weekend, not to tire herself out with the housework again. This Saturday, I'm going to wake up early enough for what? So as not to be late for my practice exam at the school again. And finally, this time, Mrs. Greenfield went to the school in order not to teach, but to see the principal about too much workload on her. We can also use for plus noun, or instead of noun, we can use verb ing. We can put ing after a verb, okay, to express purpose, okay? John sent a text message to Mr. Itar for asking a question about his online task. See, after for, we put ing to the end of the verb ask and we make it into a noun. Okay? John sent a text message to Mr. Itar for asking a question about his online task. My parents are going out this afternoon for what? For some shopping. See, after for, we can easily have a noun. This time, Mrs. Greenfield went to the school not for teaching, but for seeing the principal about too much workload on her. Now we've got our first exercise on the screen for us. Can you please complete the sentences with an appropriate form showing purpose? So it says in the first one, people use detergent for which purpose? Or detergent is used for what? In the third one, we say, in order to his dirty clothes successfully, Ellen put lots of detergent into the washing machine. Maybe he's made a mistake here. When the curfew was announced so suddenly on April 10th, the sellers at the local markets in Ankara got into a panic. But the mayor bought all their groceries there for what? Not wasted. Them not wasted. With them, he got food cooked for the people in need. And in the fifth one, Jack went into the newly dug well. Why? For which reason? with the help of a towel so as to save whom? So as to blah blah, the little boy who fell into it while running. The moment I wake up in the morning, what do? I open the windows in my bedroom for what? For what reason do I open the windows in my bedroom? Some fresh air in. In order to blah, 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 some masks, my father filled in a form at E-Devlet State a week ago. However, we haven't received any yet. Number 8, our new house is rather small. If only, or I wish, we had an extra room. An extra room for what? Number 9, the room at the end of the corridor is too small actually, but still it can be used for what? Our extra blankets and sheets, maybe? Now we've got the key in front of them. Let's have a look at them one by one. People use detergent to clean dirty things. 2, infinitive. Detergent is used for cleaning dirty things. After 4, we need to have a noun. We put ing after the verb clean and we make it into a noun. In order to wash, in order to, infinitive. In order to wash his dirty clothes successfully, Alan put lots of detergent into the washing machine. I hope nothing bad happened, because normally you're not supposed to put a lot of detergent into a washing machine. When the curfew was announced so suddenly on April the 10th, the sellers at the local markets in Ankara got into a panic, but the mayor bought all of their groceries there, not to get them wasted. With them, he got food cooked for the people in need. Jack went into the newly dug well with the help of a towel so as to save the little boy who fell into it while running. The moment I wake up in the morning, I open the windows in my bedroom to get some fresh air in. Or, in order to have some masks, my father filled in a form at E-Devlet a week ago. However, we haven't received any yet. In number 8, we say, our new house is rather small. If only we had an extra room for our guests. Remember, after the preposition for, we need to have a noun. The room at the end of the corridor is too small actually, but still it can be used for storing our extra blankets and sheets. Again, after the preposition for, we use here a noun. Store is a verb. We put ing to the end of the store and we make it into a noun. Now, there is another form we use actually, and that is so and such. We use so and such to emphasize adjectives, to strengthen adjectives, adverbs, noun, and noun phrases. And after so, we either have an adjective like good, like fine, like beautiful, or an adverb like beautifully, hard, excellently, fast. And after such, we can have an for singular nouns, okay? An adjective and a noun then, okay? And after such, if the noun we're talking about is uncountable or plural, we cannot use an, but instead we can just use the adjectival phrase. What I mean is just adjective and a noun. We can see it here in the examples below. Sheila is so sad. See, so takes an adjective here. Sheila is so sad that she can cry at any time. The second example says that politician on TV is talking so aggressively. This time after so, we have an adverb. I can't stand him anymore because he's talking so aggressively. Now this time we have an adjectival phrase, see, lovely cat, but because cat is singular, okay, we say it is such a lovely cat, okay? Mind you, this is singular, okay? This is such disgusting honey. Be careful, honey is not countable. Therefore, we do not use an here, but just adjective. This is such disgusting honey. I won't buy it. These are such excellent toys. Little Dave will love them. Toys here are plural, so we don't use an like here in the uncountable noun giving, okay? We use actually so and such to show how one thing is a result of another actually. We form the sentences in the same way as shown previously. We were so early for the picnic that we had to wait for others for more than an hour or so to come, to join us actually. She was such a beautiful girl that I fell in love with her at first sight. It was raining so heavily that we had to stay in. My wife is so careless that she sometimes leaves home without even closing the door. Well, all the underlined unit sentences here show us a result, people. Can we just have a look at the exercises here? And can you please combine the following pairs of sentences with appropriate result clauses? For example, the first one has two alternatives. One can be written with so, the other can be written with such, for example. Let's see the first one. The meal was delicious. I liked it a lot. Most probably, we can make it into a result clause. So it was such blah, blah, blah that I liked it a lot. Or the meal was so blah, blah that I liked it a lot. Have a look at the second bit. The conference is very boring. I don't want to listen to it any longer. So the conference is so blah, blah, and you can carry it on, I guess. Or it is blah, blah conference that, just carry it on, people. The book you lent me last weekend was wonderful. I finished reading it in no time, very quickly. The book you lent me last weekend was blah, 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 that I finished reading it in no time. The next question says, the virus which we are facing now is very infectious. We must be very careful to wash our hands with soap for 20 seconds each time we touch something outside home. So the virus which we are facing now is blah, 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 infectious, that, and try to finish it, please. Or it is such blah, 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 blah virus that, okay? The fifth statement says, last night, Dad was very tired. As a result of this, he went to bed early. So, Dad was blah, blah tired last night. That, and please complete the sentence. Now, we can easily see the key on the screen. Let's have a look at it quickly. It was such a delicious meal that I liked it a lot. Such a delicious meal. It is singular, see? Or the meal was so delicious, just adjectives after so. The meal was so delicious that I liked it a lot. The conference is very boring. The conference is so boring that I don't want to listen to it any longer. Or it is such a boring conference that I don't want to listen to it any longer. The book you lent me last weekend was so wonderful that I finished reading it in no time. The virus which we are facing now is so infectious that we must be very careful to wash our hands with soap for 20 seconds each time we touch something outside home. Or it is such an infectious virus that we must be very careful to wash our hands with soap for 20 seconds each time we touch something outside home. And finally, Dad was so tired last night that he went to bed early. Now, people, there is another point we need to cover right now, okay? As you know, in English, the two verbs cannot just simply come after each other, okay? There are certain rules for two verbs following each other. The first one is, for example, after these verbs here, if another verb comes after these verbs, the verbs coming after them must take ing after them. And we call them gerunds, for example. For example, admit doing something, can help doing something, consider doing something. We need to have a gerund after them. If you just look at the verbs here, I believe most of them are quite easy for you to remember, okay? Don't mind, recall meaning remember, right? There we go. In the third exercise, it tells us to complete the following sentences using the correct form of the verbs given. So, he admitted, blah, blah, his mother's silver tray, but denied, blah, blah, it for drugs. So, I appreciate what with my friends so much. They are so full of love and understanding. What's more, they are so generous as well. In the third one, we say he avoided. What did he avoid? Number 4, I can't help. Can you please tell me what can't I help? Right. They had to postpone. What did they have to postpone? See, as the case of coronavirus became very severe. In the sixth, it says to us, you have to quit or you have to stop, blah, 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 too much if you want to lose weight. I don't recall, I don't remember, blah, 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 you before. It says, although she is on a strict diet, she sometimes cannot resist. What can she sometimes resist? Blah, blah, dessert, which is very, very sweet, I guess. In my point of view, number 9 says, in my point of view, you risk, what do you risk? All your money in that business. I'm really bored here. I suggest blah blah for a walk instead of playing cards here. Don't you even try, says 11. My parents won't tolerate. What won't they tolerate? Okay. Now let's have a look at the key given here. The first one says he admitted stealing his mother's silver tray but denied selling it for drugs. I appreciate being with my friends so much because they are so full of love and understanding. What's more, they are so generous as well. He avoided looking at me while I was criticizing him. And I can't help feeling sorry for the little children each time I see them begging for money on the street. They had to postpone. What did they have to postpone? They had to postpone opening school for another month as the case of coronavirus became very severe. You have to quit eating too much if you want to lose weight. I don't remember meeting you before. 8 says, although she is on a strict diet, she sometimes cannot resist eating dessert. In my point of view, you risk losing all your money in that business. In a way, I don't want you to invest in this business, actually. I'm really bored here. I suggest going for a walk instead of playing cards here. And finally, 11 says, don't you even try. My parents will not tolerate lying. Now, people, there is the second rule actually. In the first one, we said after certain verbs like admit, if a verb follows, the second verb needs to take an ing after it, verb ing, and it becomes a gerund. But this time, after these verbs, if another verb comes, it must take an infinitive, two or one. Okay, after hope, decide, want, appear, seem, deserve, promise, afford, hesitate, demand, manage. After them, we need to use, to work one or infinitive with other verbs. Words, I mean to say, I'm sorry. So have a look at this exercise right now. Can you complete the following sentences using the correct form of the verbs given? The first one, for example, I can't or I cannot afford. What cannot what can't I afford? because I haven't got enough money to do it. 2 says, because he's a very grumpy old man, I can't agree, okay, with him in the same place. You seem, you appear, blah, blah, ill. Is there something wrong? Although we arranged, what did we arrange? In Atatürk Park, he didn't turn up at all. I wonder if something bad happened. In the 5th, we say, while we all decided, blah, blah, to Karataş to enjoy the sea and good weather, Yağız preferred or chose, blah, blah, in to play computer games. Let's see, the key in front of us right now. I cannot afford to go on holiday this summer. After afford, we need to use infinitive, to or on. I cannot afford to go on holiday this summer because I haven't got enough money to do it. Because he's a very grumpy old man, I can't agree to work with him in the same place. You seem to be ill. Is there something wrong? Although we arranged to meet in Atatürk Park, he didn't turn up at all. I wonder if something bad happened. And finally, why we all decided to go to Karataş to enjoy the sea and good weather, Yağız chose to stay in to play computer games. Thanks for listening, everybody.